Welcome back to the final episode of the 2025-2020 college football season for the Concussion Protocol Podcast. Oh my gosh, guys, it has been a ride. It's been amazing. Started this way back in July and just talking about what we loved, talking about what we love about the sport, what we were excited about to see. And it was just as crazy as any college football season ever is. And we're going to talk about it in retrospect tonight. And it was a banger last night for sure. Probably all of our fans who are listening to this were up watching it as well, just as we were, just glued to it. Fantastic game. And guys, when the playoffs first started, we said, or I guess during when the second round first started, we said this, but I got to give it to him one more time. Can we get a who?
Sure.
Let's go. The Indiana Hoosiers, everybody. The football team of the Indiana Hoosiers won the college football playoff. The national championship went to none other than Indiana University. Anything is possible. Let's go back to Kevin Garnett circa 2007 or whatever that was. Anything is possible. Everything that you love about the world of sports, everything that we love about college football, the underdogs, the blue bloods, the close games, the backstories of everything. Mendoza growing up literally 2 miles away from the stadium that snubbed him, and then he had to go all the way across the country to California, take a huge chance on going to Indiana, the losingest Division I football team in the history of college football by both winning percentage and total losses accrued in the history of the program. You cannot write it any better than that. To go up against the in recent years down and out, but historically dominant team that looked like they were all the way back. And to be quite honest, I don't agree with a lot of the takes that some of the commentators make, but this was a fantastic Miami football team. They dropped a couple of things in the big moments, but I also don't know. Did you guys see the stat that all 3 of Miami's losses this year have been because of final drive interceptions by Carson Beck?
We were already talking about this.
Don't do that to my guy, Carson. First of all, Chance can't say anything. He's legally.
I legally cannot participate in this conversation.
No, I'm not. I'm okay. And if it sounded like if it sounded like I was trying to talk smack about Carson Beck, that's not what my intention was with that stat. It is a real stat, but I'm saying that they played some fantastic football, and unfortunately, a couple of times in some clutch moments, it got away from him. But that doesn't take anything away from that this was one of the, if not the best offensive lines in the country. And frankly, those 2 lines, both on offense and defense for both teams, were, I thought, the real stars of the show. I mean, defensive slugfest for the entire first half. Indiana just got a little bit more done. I loved it. I loved the game. Now, I will just early take, and maybe this one won't age super well. I don't think it was the greatest college football championship that we've ever witnessed, but it was a phenomenal football game. I loved every second of it. I loved the drama, and kudos, hats off, all the praise to Indiana. Well done.
I'm trying to think of the best college football championship. If we're saying playoffs,
Clemson, Alabama.
probably Clemson, Alabama, because that was crazy. You could maybe go back
Outside
to
the
USC, Texas back in the day, but
yeah,
those are probably the best championship games of all time, because a lot of them end up being pretty one-sided affairs. A lot of them do.
Yeah.
But to go back to Carson Beck, dude, that was the most tragic thing I've ever seen. Sorry, not ever seen, but that was to watch him this postseason, and I watched him all season. That Louisville game, 100% his fault. He had 4 picks, should have been 5. I think there was a PI that saved him from 5 picks in that game. Absolutely his fault. You should not be making those kind of mistakes with this offensive line, because this offensive line, like I said before this game even happened, is probably the best offensive line in the nation. Like, they were fantastic. They gave up like 1 sack that whole game. Indiana's offensive line was struggling. False starts over and over. Gave up Mendoza was getting hit. He got sacked like 5 times. Like Miami's defensive line, I said they were top 5. They might even be top 3 or number 1 defensive line in the country because they were, at least for pass rush purposes, they were hitting to Mendoza, and they really made it look like it was gonna be like Miami might steal that game. I do want to say that, damn, Connor, you got to trust us more because we talked about those lines, and you were like, nope, Indiana by 40, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah,
And
I was not serious with that. My
Indiana by
goodness.
40. I was like, yes, Connor, Indiana is dominant. I think they're definitely going to win the game. But this Miami team is special. I truly don't understand what happened in that Louisville and the SMU game to where they just absolutely crumbled. But obviously the Louisville game with the 5 interceptions. But dude, to see that for Carson Beck, to see that his last snap in a college uniform was an interception. Chance, before we started recording, said it's very fitting, and it is. And I know I've already seen clips and stuff on TikTok.
I did not say that. Contractually, I did not say that.
Connor said that. Allegedly.
Yeah, you know me. You go back way back
it's
when.
Okay.
I'm always
Chance.
on
This
Carson
is hearsay. Beck. This is hearsay because it's allegedly. I cannot confirm nor deny. Oh, let's save him real quick, dude. To see that would be the way it ended. I almost shed a tear. Like I watched this guy the whole postseason, and the whole. Oh, what I was saying was I saw the clips from Georgia fans already, just feeling like waking up knowing that Carson Beck's career ended with an interception. And I was like, you guys are so petty. I was like, he tore his, what was it? He broke his elbow or whatever for you guys. He brought you guys an SEC championship, won it. I mean, come on, give him a little bit of slack. He almost came back and won that Bama game that you guys were destined to lose. But man, it was so sad to see that for him because truly, in these playoffs, they weren't depending on him a lot. Their run game and their screen passes, their short passes were really carrying them through this playoffs. Like their skill positions, Tony and why do I always forget the running back's name every time I start to talk about him? But those
Fletcher.
Sorry, what was that?
Franklin?
Mark Fletcher Jr.
Fletcher. Correct. Those two guys are so electric, and they can just snap into a play at any moment. They're such threats, and they made the most disciplined team in the nation in Indiana make mistakes. Those were some mistakes I hadn't seen from Indiana all year, and they made them. It was, if not for that blocked punt, this was Miami's game. Like Miami would have won that game if not for that punt.
They needed that 7 points. It would have been 21-20.
It was huge. So
yeah,
right when that happened, I was like, "Oh, you can't make mistakes against this team. This game's over." And to be fair, Miami, that ball was thrown 2 feet to the left, that's a catch, and they are at the 5-yard line, 10-yard line with 30 seconds left to win the game if they could get the extra point and the touchdown. So, and it was tragic to see it end that way. I was really hoping that if Miami lost, it was because of a 4th down play where it goes up to the guy and the guy just drops it. I was really hoping not to see a pick there because he was near perfect in the playoffs. Like I said, they didn't lean on him too much to where he was forced to make a mistake and then force some balls, but right there, you could tell he kind of got antsy and forced it, and it was over. It was
well, and I think that's the more tragic is the nature of the interception, not necessarily the fact, but like it was a wide open. I mean, that was the easiest interception that they had all year. I mean, I could have made that interception. You're right. He felt the heat. What I mean.
Sorry.
Goodness.
The easiest interception was 2 weeks ago against Oregon on the first play. Was pick 6, just straight to the guy. I don't know what was going on in that play, but yeah.
But either way, dude was wide open, and it was like it would have been very different if he had like jumped the route or if he had like it'd been a 50-50 ball and he just happened to come down with it. But it's like of all of the things, like he's just gonna short stroke it, and okay, all right. I mean, it's a championship, but like, yeah, but I do feel like that, like the only criticism we have of like the overall quality of the game in a vacuum is that we wish that it would have ended a little more dramatically.
Yeah.
Like that's a pretty good game if that's our only complaint
was a pretty
about
anticlimactic ending right there. You're like, oh, no.
Yeah, but you're like, oh man, I mean, basically right up until the end. I mean, it was great.
It was a great.
Was there a player or players that in your mind that like that game, everybody now loves that player. He's going to fly up draft boards. He made himself a name in that game. I can think of one on top of my head.
Go ahead.
Pons for me. the cornerback. I think he had a fantastic game. He's the one who he totally could have had a targeting call, but instead he just like, threw the guy off. He played fantastic. He's going to fly off NFL boards, and I think people are going to remember him for a long
The
time.
two guys that stood out to me in that game, one was, I believe, is number 4 on the defensive line for Miami. That dude's a monster. I don't think he increased his draft stock because he's probably already just way up there. But that dude,
Are you talking about
Ruben Bain or
Ruben Bain? Yeah, Ruben Bain. That dude,
for sure. He's got to be one too.
Monster. Like that dude is. That dude's like he was getting to the quarterback every other play, man. He was scary. Even on the offsides penalty, he got to Mendoza and basically folded him over. So they got a free play, but he also crushed Mendoza. So he was amazing. Yeah. And then on Indiana side, their running back. That dude is shifty. Yeah. He is aggressive. He is so deceptively quick on like the way he moves laterally. And I think he is a great fit for any team that's going to get him. I think he is absolutely. I think he shined in that game. He didn't have any super flashy plays, but he made these plays where he got hit right at the line and then got 5 yards on it. So, I mean, obviously Miami had the same going for them, but I've seen that from Miami a lot. Indiana, that dude against what I think is one of the better front sevens and one of the better D lines, he was just running in there and absolutely getting it done. So.
If you talk about the playoffs in a whole, I think Mark Fletcher Jr. is definitely one of those names.
Oh, yeah.
That it was like nobody knew really too much about him before the playoffs. And I mean, he had modest numbers, but he wasn't like all-star caliber. And then he performed really well in the playoffs. In fact, I think he had his longest run of his career against Indiana, right?
He broke off like 2 in the playoff, 2 big 70-yard runs for touchdowns, like in the playoffs. So in the big moments, it was just obviously the offensive line, like I said, probably the best in the nation, but they were getting like this Indiana defense made them look sloppy this game. And I was questioning it because the first play of the game literally was like a 10-yard run. And I was like, uh-oh. I was like, Miami might control this game if this continues. And then from there, Indiana just started taking control defensively. But there was...
Till the 4th.
Yeah, till the 4th. But that one play, and that's all it takes sometimes, is that one play there. And I believe against A&M he had one of those. And Ohio State, he had a really good one as well. Like he just... There would just be one gap. The wide receivers, C.J. Daniels and Tony are great at blocking. They actually commit to blocking, and because of that,
well, so is Marion. Come on,
and Marion. He had a bad game statistically, but yes, they do. They all commit to the block.
He had. You know what? He could take one off after that Ole Miss game, though.
He definitely did take one off. He only had a catch for 6 yards. So, but and 2 drops, unfortunately. But you can't be great in every game you play in. So I'm not gonna hold that too far against them. They had an amazing season, and I love to see a wide receiver or even some of the like really talented receiving tight ends getting in there and getting good blocks like that, because those open up the game so much for the entire team, and it's super unselfish, and it's never going to show up in a stat sheet, but on film it will show up, and people will see how great it is to have that player on a team. So I think that's really going to help them for whatever teams in.
That's what makes Miami scary too, is you got to worry about their offensive line and opening up holes for the running back and the pass protection for the QB. And then all of a sudden they throw the screen and their running backs or their wide receivers are blocking just as hard. And that's what makes it successful. It's like, dang, they got you on this way and that way and that way. Very versatile. So
they're definitely playing,
very well coached on the blocking.
They're definitely playing chess that whole game too, because their offense is so interesting. Like the way you watch it, it goes from this like jet sweep into like a kind of like a flea flicker, and some of these plays were awesome plays. Like I was like, that was so fun to watch. Please do that again. Indiana, like I said, much more disciplined, definitely made it a lot harder for those screenplays to work. Ole Miss fell victim to those screenplays like 3 or 4 times. Like it was killing them. But Indiana definitely held true a lot better.
Well, and while Miami had that going for them, Indiana had the Heisman moments from both their QB. We saw the run, right? But also the receiver. Every time it was 3rd and something.
That Becker kid, man.
Yeah, he's reaching behind and making this possible play every single time. And it's like, they could just do that every time, I guess.
That was pure chemistry, because that was not a good throw. Yeah. That was a terrible throw, actually. Well, and then Becker went,
was it though? So Chase, I wonder because if he would have thrown the ball on target, I wonder if the defensive back could have broken it up. It's almost like he had to throw it terribly, and the player had to make a play for it to work out. Because if he threw it right, the DB was all over him.
You could be right.
There's no way he could complete
right there, but I think what the route is that was a terrible throw for the play, for the route, but because that they have that chemistry, they have that link, they were just online. They just knew it. Because that dude, you saw it on Miami's side. The dude threw it to sorry, once again to bring him up, throw it to Marion. Marion didn't even turn around until the last second, and then unfortunately, he almost had it. He had it right here, and then I think the defender's hand kind of touched it and it fell out. But on the other side, was it Becker? Yeah. He just knew. They had that connection. They've had those snaps, that chemistry together. So that really helped them because that was a 4th down play, dude. That was huge. So, but those wide receivers, not super flashy guys, but they made some amazing plays this season. A lot of those plays reminded me of that Penn State game. People kept referring to, Mendoza. Obviously the announcer said, give him the Heisman. But those plays were way more indicative to me of the receivers making insane plays with getting their feet down when they should have been way out of bounds in both those plays in the Penn State game. And then for Becker right there, amazing plays by them. But Mendoza, for me, I think most people, when you refer to a Heisman moment, it happens before you get the Heisman, to be fair. But for me, the best moment of his entire career was right there. That run play, that QB draw up the middle. Dude, in the LSU Alabama game in 2019, same type of play, QB draw for Joe Burrow. He didn't have to get hit 16 times, though. It wasn't for a touchdown. It was to ice the game, get a first down. He did it. He points. There's a picture of him pointing. It's awesome. I love it. Huge play. Not his Heisman moment. For Fernando, though, he ran in there, got hit 3 or 4 times, got twisted up, and then dove. And I was like, that's his Heisman moment. I know he's already got it, but that is his Heisman moment. That was amazing. You got to love seeing him show that grit and put his body on the line like that. Because I know it's a championship game. What do you have to lose? What are you going to be out next game? Dude, that was insane. I loved to see it. Even though I was kind of pseudo cheering for Miami, that was a great play, and I did like seeing it.
So they talked about the play, both coaching staffs, and when you listen to the Indiana coaching staff, they said, yeah, we knew exactly what we were going to do. And I kind of made this comment in our group chat a little bit that I personally, before they went for it, I said, I want to do this. Now, obviously, it's the right move, hindsight, because they made it, right? But I also said, but I don't know what play they had drawn up. They obviously had a lot of confidence in the play and knew what they were doing. And that's exactly what they said. They said, we have a package. We knew what we were going to do, 4th and medium. We ran it. Obviously, it worked. That was the play that they had in mind. And apparently they had run that throughout the season. Now, Miami, they asked their defensive coordinator, and he's like, yeah, I knew the play too. Sucks. He's like, I was trying to call timeout, but it didn't get communicated fast enough down on the field to call timeout. Otherwise, I would have, because we had the wrong package in. I knew exactly what they were going to do. We probably could have stopped it, but that's how the way the game goes sometimes. Sometimes it's just a matter of seconds, getting it a playoff in time before the other team knows what you're doing.
I almost think he shouldn't have publicized that. That kind of stings more. It's like, what do you mean you couldn't call a timeout in time? You knew the play. What?
He's just sitting in the box doing the Kirby clap.
Yeah,
I think he was in the booth, and so he was trying to communicate it to the guys on the field to call the timeout, but he couldn't get it communicated fast enough.
Yeah,
is what happened.
That's tough. Yeah. Yeah. But that is the nature of the game. Unfortunately, is failure to execute, even if it's from the booth down to the field. It is rough sometimes, but that is the nature of the game. We've mentioned, I think it's that corner, that Marion. That's the corner for Miami. Is the one we talked about a couple times?
Wide receiver.
Oh, okay, then one thing, and I don't know his name, and I don't know for sure that he had the best game. But one thing that I loved to see, that was one of my favorite moments that I really wanted to call him out, and I don't know his name at all. Was what's that?
You know what number he was?
Was it number 29?
No, I'm going to describe the play, and you guys hopefully can help me out. But they ran those back shoulder fades all year long to perfection against just about everybody in the whole of college football. It was their bread and butter. I mean, it got to the point where Johnny Manziel was tweeting about how he was like, this is just the easiest plays. Why is he making it look so easy? You guys just have to learn how to defend it better. He was talking smack about about it. But the reality of the situation is, and I'm not going to say that I know more about being a quarterback than Johnny Manziel, but the reality of the situation is they played 16 teams this year and nobody could defend it consistently, these route runs, because the chemistry was so good. But there was a play where, for one shining moment, that Miami corner timed it and baited it
My God, I
so
know what you're talking about.
so beautifully. We texted about it. I was like, no freaking way did he get like to the inch. Like he
He
timed it
baited.
and measured it and exactly, and just came and smacked that ball out. And like, and just, could you imagine the vindication that you must feel as being like the only corner to finally time it right in hundreds of these plays over and over again? Be like, you know what? Forget it. I'm just gonna go for it. I'm gonna see it. And he did it. He finally broke it up. And they did it a lot more times.
I think
But in that moment,
I think
that guy, you know what it like almost reminded me of, like in Dragon Ball Z, when he goes, like when he, in the middle of the battle, he finds the next level of Super Saiyan or whatever. Like you saw him like level up his game in real time, because so many times, what did you see from this
He
offense? You
surpassed his
saw it happen. You saw it happen with Alabama, and you saw it happen with Oregon, where the defense just gets deflated because they can't stop anything that they're doing, and they know what they're doing, but they can't stop it. This guy had the guts, had the nerve to figure it out and level up his gameplay in real time. And I mean, while playing in the national championship, he was still learning and developing as a player. And even if it wasn't enough to win the game, he improved during real-time events. And that is something that is spectacular. And I feel terrible that I don't know what the name of the player was, but I hope that he gets his shot at the next level, because that is a professional level move.
Dude, I think Kurt Herbstreit literally shouted him out, saying he knew that was coming. He stayed off of the receiver to bait the pass and nearly jumped it for an interception. And it just, he didn't catch it. If he would have caught that ball, that would have been game changing. I remember seeing that, because the second it happened, my heart dropped, my jaw dropped, and I was like, oh my God. I was like, that would have been huge. I think that was before even the punt block. So that would have absolutely swung things.
I physically jumped. Like I was sitting on the couch. I was like, oh,
yeah, that was huge.
No way.
Those are the plays. I see those plays every year too, where a player makes a play like that, and for some reason it's that DB thing. Oh, that's why they play defense, and they just don't get the catch. And you're like, no, come on. I mean, even not to go on a huge tangent, but I watched a couple NFL playoff games these last couple of weeks, and there was one game in particular. There was 4 of those. 4 of them where they just right into the guy, and I'm like, how do you catch the ball? I was like, you're in the NFL, catch it. Like, so I was like, what are you doing? But oh man, that was huge. Yeah. Now that the second you started describing that, I was like, oh my God, I know exactly what you're talking about. That was a visceral reaction I got from that play. That was
brilliant play that made everybody go, oh, if you're a fan of football and you're a fan of the subtleties of like watching someone, and it was a good play in itself, but especially even more watching them not do it several times. And then to see him finally figure it out, like you cracked the code on that play that they've been running smooth as butter, that nobody has been able to stop all year long. Their like calling card play, their meat and potatoes play. You figured it out. Like, good on you, dude. And please, someone in the comments tell us who it was, because he deserves all of his shout outs. So yeah, I mean, just crazy. And can we talk a little bit about the silliness of the game? Like, we've talked a lot about the positives. What the heck is going on with kicking in college football? Can we touch on that?
I'm telling you, this whole season, and
the year of the doinks, man.
Even in the past, I was like, I don't know why coaches. This is why I was so emphatic with you, Chance, about that. Just kick it, take the points thing. And in the NFL, I get it. Your kickers are a lot more consistent. They've made it to that level. There's certain teams where they just have that kind of bad hex luck, like the Bears. Sometimes you get those doinks. But in college ball, we saw it with Oklahoma this season. The dude was 27 of 28, and then he missed the 2 most important kicks of his career in the playoffs. and lost it. I was like, so when it's 4th and 3, late in the game, just go for it, man. Like I hate when you're putting it in the hands of a kicker and then they choke.
I think it was 4th and 5 though, to be
It was
fair.
4th and 3. But it was 4th and 3 there. Chance, at least on the first one.
What's his name? Mendoza's run was on a 4th and 5.
Yes.
That was the one I'm talking about.
Oh.
That's 4th and 5.
No, yes.
Well, I thought you were talking about the one where they chose to
the
kick it.
analytics came up and it said like, no, maybe I'm confusing two plays then. I don't know. But yeah, I said go for it in that moment because even if you don't get it, Miami's pinned pretty deep. It's not too much of a loss. Yes, you lose 3 points. And truly, they needed those 4 points because if they didn't, Miami just needed to kick a field goal to tie it, go to overtime right there. So Carson Beck wouldn't have been forced to throw an interception to end his career. So that did end up being huge. Yes, that was in hindsight to not completely at chance there, but yeah, it's hard once the play goes that way. If they didn't get it, you are right. It would have looked bad to a lot of people. To me, I would have lived with it. I would have been like, I love that you went for it. If you would have went for it 2 times in a row, that's true gambling. And then I'm like, yeah, that's a little too ballsy for me. Come on, be balanced here. We want to be a little balanced here.
Well, I mean, part of coaching is it's so much more than, hey, call the timeout at the right time. It's how much time and what plays do we call to chew up this amount of time so that we end up with the possession at this time so that we can have the ball at this time, right? So the way that I had felt that the way the ball game was going to go, if they kicked the football, that they played their cards right, they would be up 6. And if Miami scored 1 point, then they would have a chance to have last possession to kick another field goal to win. So that was what was going through my mind. Obviously, it didn't go exactly like that, and different things equate to it. So I could see either way, but that's why I thought the way I did in that moment.
Yeah, no.
But obviously, they scored the touchdown, and that almost secured it right there. So good play call, obviously.
It was a great football game. I'm trying to think. It's probably the best national championship
The best in
in
recent
the
memory.
last couple of years. Yeah, because
Certainly, well, and it
Michigan,
so
Washington
long
was
as
pretty
you
good.
define best as most competitive.
Michigan and Washington was pretty good. Last year, it was pretty competitive between Notre Dame and Ohio State. I wasn't interested, so I didn't care too much. And then obviously there was Georgia TCU, which was an absolute belt to ass game. So, but yeah, we don't want to talk about that one. But
we didn't get the Michael Irving, the whole beatdown this game.
Yeah, you got to do it for 3 games, man. I didn't think they were going to get it. I wasn't sure they were going to make it 1 game, let alone 3. Although I did actually, in the bracket, pick them to beat both. It was more with my heart, though, to be fair. But I picked them to beat.
I think I picked them every game, too, though.
No.
Maybe I picked Ohio State.
No, you picked Ohio State.
Okay, but
Connor and
I
I
pick them
in the
2 games.
bracket picked Miami in both those games. So, but when it came to our official picks, we picked Ohio State because you just gotta hex them, you gotta hex them.
That's
and it
what
worked.
we were doing.
It worked both times. I picked Ohio State, they lost. So woo! I can already hear the hate
beautiful, guys,
for that one.
Yeah. Oh, if I can have hate coming from Ohio State fans, then I will take that straight to the veins all day long. Please just send me your hate. Send you and the Notre Dame fans. My goodness, the whining still is happening from the Notre Dame fans.
Then make it about me,
guys. Can I say something?
Yeah.
I'm disappointed they ended up 10th in the AP poll. Notre Dame
for not.
They should have dropped. They should have dropped because
I feel like they should have dropped for not playing a game and should have
dropped down to like 13 or 14.
Boosting their resume. Of course, I'm biased in that because BYU is right behind them, but it's still.
You feel like they should have.
They had a chance. They had an opportunity to play BYU. They turned it down.
You feel like they should have dropped another game while idle? Is that what you're saying?
Well, if the other team boosts their resume like BYU did, yes, I think they should have dropped them one for not playing, and BYU boosted their resume. BYU now has 2 more wins than Notre Dame.
That would have been 2 subsequent AP polls where, well, I guess it's college football playoff polls, where they would have dropped a spot after not playing. One which
good for them.
Well, you're not playing.
They didn't play those games. They didn't play 2 games.
No, I'm
BYU played. BYU is 12-2. Notre Dame's 10-2.
Yes, I understand that, but I'm saying
BYU has a harder schedule.
That's totally salt on the wood. You're like, not only do I agree with it the first time, but I agree with it again. Do it again.
Well,
in fact, we should drop them 1 spot lower every week until the next season.
And it was shenanigans the first time, but the second time, that everybody else played around them. they won. They boosted their resume. So yeah,
well,
the
and
first
I
time was
gotta
probably
say,
bullcrap.
like Notre Dame fans cannot say that they deserve to be in over Miami now. Maybe you could make the argument they should have been in over Alabama, but certainly not Miami.
Are you kidding me?
Miami
There was plenty of those posts of those. Granted, I'm gonna say this: every fan base has them. Every fan base has those crazy fans. There was plenty of those crazy posts where they're like, "See, did you see these teams playing right now? Texas A&M and Miami. We would have been better than both of these teams." It's like, you lost to both of these teams. What are you talking?
You literally lost to both of them.
Well, I
one
saw a lot of
at
the posts
home
where it
and-
was like, well, I wonder what team could have beat Indiana. And they showed how they beat them last year. And they're like, yeah, we
season,
totally could have. We're the
last
only ones who
year.
could have defended the championship or whatever.
Last year was last year, you insane freaks in South Bend.
Yeah, Oregon beat them last year too. Or no,
Yeah.
wait, sorry.
Shall we rewind 3 years ago when Marshall beat them, or even just last year when also Northern Illinois beat them? How far do you want to rewind this tape there?
When they beat
Notre
them at
Dame?
home at Notre Dame,
Yeah.
they beat.
Two can play at this game, Notre Dame, and I don't think you want to play.
Well,
Well,
But that's
they
the thing,
don't want to play. They'll
admittedly with them.
probably opt out. They probably opt out of this.
Yeah, they'll opt out of that.
I will admittedly admit, Notre Dame looks pretty good going into next year.
I mean, they better. They play literally.
They always
play
do.
2 teams next season. They play 2 teams and then a ton of nobodies. So yeah, they play BYU at BYU and they play Miami. I think it's in.
I think it's insane.
Dude, I want BYU to win that. I wanted BYU to win so badly 2 times against Texas Tech this year, but I already want them to beat Notre Dame more than I wanted them to beat Texas Tech.
We're the last line of defense for insanity.
Yeah.
Chance is probably right now that I think about it. I think I am going to concede the point. Somehow Notre Dame could lose to BYU and Miami and still make the playoffs with no wins, no ranked wins. He might be right.
I agree 100%. They will do it. Watch.
Because they're already ranked. You said right now, the way too early poll is like they're ranked 2.
They're like 3 to 5
That's
in
ridiculous.
polls. Yep.
That's ridiculous. They do play BYU early, so hopefully that knocks it. But it's a ranked team, so they'll be like, oh.
We didn't want to get this much into the weeds on Notre Dame, but y'all keep asking for it. And if you keep coming up, we're going to keep knocking you down. So you want to quit getting so much heat? Quit acting a fool, and we'll stop. We'll lay off if you do. But you're never going to win this argument. So we'll see you next year.
So, guys, I have some drama that I want to bring up.
Go for it.
It has to do with Indiana and Miami, since we're kind of on topic.
Okay.
Which one first, Indiana or Miami?
Do Miami first.
Miami. Have you seen the Darian Mensah stuff?
Yeah.
No.
Did that?
I know he was planning on transferring there, but that's the last I heard.
Well, Duke is doing everything they can to sue Darian Mensah and make sure he does not go to Miami now.
Well, I'm telling you, if tampering is still a thing that exists, that was tampering. There's just no way that it wasn't. But yeah, that is crazy.
Well,
that in the twilight hours of the transfer portal, that all of a sudden he becomes a portal eligible player and says,
yeah,
Miami. Like there's no one else on the list. It's just Miami. That just screams tampering. So if we're still tampering a thing, but
let's look at the evidence against it, or that we're working with. First off, we got Demon Williams Jr., right, who entered and then he's like, "Oh, just kidding, I'm coming back," after they threatened him, right? So that already goes against Miami. And then we already had last year, Wisconsin is trying to sue Miami for tampering. So
I forgot
don't
about that.
know.
You did bring that up early in the season.
Yeah. So I'm a little worried because Miami desperately needs a quarterback. That definitely would have been the answer.
Dude.
If Miami somehow does get Darian Mensah, he would be my number 1 portal QB.
The ACC,
straight up.
Absolutely. Over Sam Levitt? Yeah, absolutely, dude. I'm sorry, Connor, but that's Mensah was the only.
It's true.
Mensah was the only thing making that Duke team at anything of what it was. They shouldn't have been an ACC champions, but they were ACC champions because of crazy tiebreakers and Darian Mensah. That was truly their.
No, they probably would have been 4-8 if it wasn't for him.
Yeah. No, their defense was pretty atrocious all years. But if Miami gets Darian Mensah, I'm calling it. I'm calling it as ASAP. They're winning the ACC for the first time,
Yeah,
barring an injury to Darian Mensah. That's ACC
yeah.
wraps.
If they get him, I would have put it before today when Duke doubled down. I would put it like he's 80% going to Miami. Now I'm kind of like, I don't know, 40-60. I think Duke's going to find a way to get him back after they threaten him.
If you guys don't like the Vegas odds, you can bet right here with Chance odds here. Chance is Chance.
Where's the Poly Market or the Kashi? Let's get that ad going on. Brought to you by Kashi. No. Yeah, I if they don't get Mensah though, I don't know who Miami has. I'm a little worried about them.
Yeah.
Because they have the guts of a really, really good team. They get Mensah, they're a top 5 team to me. But if they don't, I don't know. Anyway, drama number 1. Drama number 2. Did you see Indiana? They had somebody transfer out today.
Oh,
yes. I thought you were going to bring this up.
Alberto Mendoza is transferring out of Indiana.
His little brother's leaving Indiana? Why? Because he's not even a starter? Or?
No, he was projected to be the starter.
No.
Fernando Mendoza went on record saying that he believed that Alberto
over Josh
is better than he was.
Over Josh.
It's his little brother. It's who he's gonna talk up.
I get that.
But those are strong words that he was saying.
Yeah, that's Fernando saying that though. I can't imagine they would have gotten Josh Hoover in the portal and then started Alberto. I'm sorry.
Well,
if he is better, what year is
Raiola?
What year is he? Yeah, Raiola, you're right. But what year is?
I have no idea what year Josh Hoover is.
No, not Josh Hoover. What year is Alberto Mendoza?
Alberto, I think he's got to be like a freshman or sophomore, something like that.
He looks young. He looks a lot younger than Fernando.
Fernando looks young.
Well, yeah, but like,
how is he entering the transfer portal is closed? How's he leaving?
I think you get an extended portal if you play in the championship.
Well, if you play in the championship or if you're on the championship team.
Well, if you're in the championship team, because I kind of get that because it would be sucky like the Oregon players that dropped out before they even played their games.
Yeah, that was crazy.
So I get that, but yeah, I thought that was weird. The day after means that he knew he was going to enter the transfer portal before that championship game, probably. So I can't remember where he's going to. I think he's going to an SEC team or something.
He goes to Miami.
I can't remember.
That would be a great
that would be hilarious. Miami would be hilarious.
That would be.
Guess who's home?
Okay, one last bit of this one's not drama. This is just stupidity. If you want, you could take plus 4,000 on Dylan Raiola to win the Heisman. He's one of the leading Vegas bets odds right now.
Ooh.
So rush to it, guys. Go get him. If you want to win,
$10 on that, I think would pay like $8,000.
He's not.
Go do it, Connor. Go be my guest.
He's not even going to start.
He's top 20 in Heisman hopefuls next year, according to Vegas.
He's not even going to start.
Yeah. I know. That's so ridiculous. Isn't it?
Dante Moore's just going to take a break after week 2, be like, nah. And after losing 2 weeks of production, he's still going to win the Heisman.
Dante Moore's still in the top 5.
Wait, so Oregon has 2 quarterbacks that are allegedly projected to be in the Heisman contention?
Well, according to Vegas odds.
Chance, it's just like the group chat. Guys, I'm caught up, guys. We're talking about this, right?
They're that good.
They have so much money,
Oregon
dude.
is that good.
Guess who they have number 1, by the way?
Arch Manning?
They do not have Arch Manning number 1.
Julian Sayin?
No.
Is it a quarterback?
It is a quarterback.
No way is it Sam.
It's not Sayin. I will tell you, Arch is number 2. Sayin it was number 4 behind, what's this bucket? The Ohio State receiver again.
Smith?
I can't remember his name. Jeremiah Smith. Number 1, they have CJ Carr, by the way.
CJ,
Notre Dame.
like Derek Carr's?
Yeah, Notre Dame.
Derek Carr's little brother?
Notre Dame.
No, Notre Dame.
Oh, you mean, I thought it was, okay.
I could see it. He had some
I
really
could
good
have sworn, I don't know, I might get in so much trouble for this with as much crap as I talk about Notre Dame. I could have sworn, is his name not Gabe? Gabe Carr? This entire season, I thought.
All right, Notre Dame fans, get in the chat, start roasting him. This guy knows nothing.
This whole
We've been
year,
talking about Notre Dame all season long, how great they are. He doesn't even know Gabe's name, CJ Carr's name.
This whole year, I thought it was Gabe Carr. I was like, who the heck is
The
CJ
orb of
Carr?
confusion.
Wow. That's how forgettable this Notre Dame team has been this year, man.
God, he's rage baiting.
Oh, man.
I think that's
okay.
you
CJ
specifically. I
Carr.
think most of us knew that one, Connor.
Well, here's the
Okay.
thing. Yeah, of course, he very well may win the Heisman because they play nobody. He should put up the numbers.
He's going to put up
The numbers he put against
stats.
Syracuse, he should put up basically every week because he's basically
He's a
playing.
good quarterback.
He's playing against Syracuse every week, man. There's a ton of nobodies on their schedule. So he is a good quarterback. He played in his first season. He played really well against Miami. He played really well against Texas A&M. He's a good quarterback. I'm not saying anything like that. But with the schedule ahead of him, I would absolutely put him as the number one odds for that. The second you said that, I was like, yeah, you're right.
Just statistically,
Yeah.
I mean, he should have the like thickest stat sheet.
That was similar to this year or this last season that just finished. I was saying I could totally see Dante Moore winning the Heisman, specifically because they weren't playing too tough a schedule, and he was at Oregon, which is historically a team that puts up crazy numbers. So I didn't say it was because he was super talented, which he is talented, but I thought that because he had that offensive coordinator, that offense, and a reasonable schedule outside of, the Penn State on the road, Indiana, and then I guess USC, I thought that he was a lot higher than he was.
Yeah.
Should we play that fun game where we look like fools next season and we are way, way, way too early guy to watch out for on the Heisman watch list?
Way too. I don't even know, man. I gotta get caught up on who's gonna be at what school first. We got
Connor's gonna say Cutter Bowley, Heisman. You heard it here
yeah,
first.
no.
You heard it here first.
You heard it here.
Oh man, no, I could not. I mean, yeah, CJ Carr, that's a great pick. Arch Manning, great pick. If Darian Mensah goes to Miami, phenomenal pick. Those would be probably 2-3 of the top ones. Maybe a sleeper because it's Oklahoma State. Drew Mustamaker. They could definitely he could be in that conversation if they have.
If he like single-handedly revives that program, yeah, I mean, there's an
Are they going to get enough wins for him to really be considered?
That is the question. I don't know what their schedule is. I imagine it's not that easy because they are right now one of the bottom teams of the Big 12. But I think if they get 9
who else
I
is
think he
on
could
that
definitely
list?
be there.
There's another guy on that list, Devin Dampier.
They thought he was a Heisman this season too.
I know.
I'm sorry, Utes fans. I'm sorry, guys. No, he didn't deserve it this year, even the conversation of it, and he's not getting it next year either. It's not happening. I will tell you that, right?
Another guy, I'm not going to say he's on my list, but I can see it. Brendan Sorsby.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
What about
Oklahoma State next year?
What?
What about him?
Week 2. Week 2 for Oklahoma State is home against Oregon.
Again?
2 Arizona State, 2 Houston, 2 Iowa State, which Iowa State might actually be back to their old trick since they lost their coach. But
you mean Penn State Juniors?
Then they also host Texas Tech. Yeah, they've got their work cut out for them. It's not the hardest schedule in the world, but that is far from a cakewalk for anybody.
What about my guy at Auburn?
Texas Tech and Oregon alone.
Oh, crap. Why am I forgetting? Byron Brown at Auburn?
Jackson Arnold?
No, Byron Brown.
No, Byron Brown.
Jackson Arnold could.
Byron Brown transferred. Oh, is that what SEC Shorts was talking about?
Jackson Arnold couldn't be the Heisman if he was the only quarterback in the nation. I'm sorry.
Byron Brown's at Auburn. Yes.
Good for them. Okay, I thought that's what they might have been implying in SEC Shorts, but I didn't actually follow through and read
Our boy
it.
Tom, who just came on the last episode and talked about, he laughed when I said that about Jackson Arnold too, because he was like, dude hasn't thrown a pass past 37 yards his entire career, and Auburn thought he was the answer. No, but Byron Brown, depending on what other weapons they obviously just lost one of the best wide receivers in the transfer portal out of Auburn, going to Texas. So it will be. I am curious how that Auburn team is going to be, but they did lose quite a bit of people. But they always recruit well. Auburn always recruits well. That's why it's so sad to see them do so poorly.
Yeah.
And then another guy that was on there, and I am so up and down about this guy. I have no idea. But John Mateer, back at it.
Dude,
if he heals up that hole in his hand, maybe.
Not even, dude, he just needs to stop throwing picks. That's it. Just stop throwing picks. Like,
if that guy could figure it out, man, I mean,
he needs a running.
He's got a little bit of Ryan Fitzpatrick syndrome, man. Like,
They need a running
He's
back.
either going to be God tier or nobody.
Yeah. If Oklahoma gets a decent running game and he doesn't have to carry the whole team offensively, then yeah, I could totally see him being hot. But if he is the sole like proprietor of the offense, and even though their defense is stellar, if he is the sole guy, he's not winning a Heisman because he's going to make a ton of mistakes again.
And it's so unfair because Oklahoma for so long has been so effective on offense. And now you've got a guy with the talent of John Mateer, but they're one-dimensional. Like, it's insanity.
They did have some sparks there at the end of the season, more than Alabama did running the ball, but they lost. That's in Oklahoma.
Yeah,
But
managed to lose at home to a team they'd already beaten.
I mean, also, if Miami does get a good quarterback, I think outside of the quarterback position, Tony could absolutely win a Heisman.
Yeah. Okay, Tony.
Yep.
What about, okay, I'm going to give you a super dark horse I'm going to throw out right now that probably isn't going to win it due to wins. Ahmad Hardy.
Yes. Yeah. Dude, that dude was stellar at Mizzou. Where did he transfer or is he staying at Mizzou?
I think he's staying
I think
at
he's
Mizzou.
staying at Mizzou. Yeah. No, that dude, I am curious to see if their offense can be two-dimensional with their changes. Obviously, they lost Bo Prabula. I forget who they got somebody in the transfer portal. I don't know. All these names are mixing up.
I forget who they got too.
But Ahmad Hardy was arguably the best running back in the nation this year. He just did not have a team around him, so it didn't really show. So, but I do think he can absolutely win if his team is built around him for sure. No, he might be the best running back in the nation, but there are other guys in there that could absolutely steal that from him. They wouldn't even be stealing.
They got Austin Simmons.
Where did he transfer to again?
Austin Simmons?
Yeah.
He was the backup QB for Ole Miss.
Ole Miss, he transferred.
Yeah, to Missouri. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, to Missouri. Yes.
SEC Shorts was talking about him too.
So that might be something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of
That could be. I mean, Lane Kiffin.
He was stellar before he got
They
injured.
picked him in the offseason, and he was playing good. He just got injured, and then Trinidad was playing amazing. So it's. I honestly was kind of surprised he transferred. I figured with the way Ole Miss was playing, knowing that Trinidad probably. Some people in the comments seem to think Trinidad is definitely going to get an extension, even though he was denied initially. But I am kind of surprised he left. I mean, the offense is his if he wants it, or that he could have transferred to LSU, but maybe he didn't vibe with that staff anymore.
Well, he transferred before the ruling from the NCAA, so I think he assumed that Trinidad was going to make it back. I'm going to move on the assumption that Trinidad's not going to make it back.
I don't think so.
I don't.
But some Ole Miss fans in the
Anyway.
comments think we're sleeping on him again. I was like, dude, you just lost everybody, man. I was like, speaking from experience, 2019, best team ever, arguably some say. To best team ever, LSU. We lost everybody. We lost offensive coordinator. We lost the defensive coordinator. We lost the quarterback coach, wide receiver coach, and Joe Brady. We lost, I think, 12 starters. I think it was how many draft picks? There was a lot of draft picks we lost. We got poached everywhere. And the next season, we were fighting to be bowl eligible. Oh, it is what it is. It's hard to come
I
back.
think most people, by the way, have them top 10 in their preseason rankings. Just an FYI. But
They had a
I
good
thi- I
transfer
thi-
portal.
I haven't seen very many people have Missouri up there. And Missouri, again, in my opinion, they were ranked all season. They shouldn't have because they beat nobody. But I mean, I think next year they've got some potential. So I think that's a dark horse Heisman candidate and dark horse team I would look out for.
In
Missouri.
hindsight, I agree. They didn't deserve it at the end of it because they never won anything. Initially,
they came close.
it looked like they did because they beat Kansas the way they did, and Kansas initially looked like a decent team. Some people fell for it a little bit harder than others, but
He's not fake.
but yeah, but they were basically one or two plays away from beating Alabama, and they played Vandy really well too, but they had a case of the injury bug.
Yeah, I mean that's the story of Missouri football.
Yeah.
They played everybody really well.
Missouri and Tennessee,
just not well enough to win.
Missouri and Tennessee.
Yep. All right. Well, it's going to be a crazy off season. We got one more segment before we call it for now. So let's do this last segment and then do our goodbyes, our adieus, our farewells to another phenomenal, entertaining, so much fun season of college football. What do we got, Chase?
Oh, you're talking about trivia?
Yeah.
Let me find it. Because I made this literally like a month and a half ago. You entered the transfer portal, man. We didn't know if we were getting you back. We had to show out.
We had to file a lawsuit and sue to have him
Yeah.
come back.
This dude
I
signed.
know.
And then he pretended like he didn't have internet last week.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah. This dude had every
I-
excuse in the
I barely made it to this
That's what
episode.
happens when you have.
This dude wanted to
I'm
be.
just sandbagging my way through practice every day.
This dude wanted to play for Lane Kiffin so bad. He was willing to abandon all of us for the slight bit of Kiffin mania
Yep.
over there. All right.
Yeah,
All right,
that's
Connor.
what I am. Kiffin maniac.
Kiffin mania. All right, Connor, I got about 5 questions for you. I won't tell you how Chance scored, but you were competing against him a couple weeks ago. So
Are these the same questions?
yep. We did. You
Okay.
guys didn't have the same questions, but you had very equal questions.
Okay. Yeah. Chance gave me a quiz a couple weeks ago that was exclusively on the 2011 season, and I stunk it up. I don't know how he even managed to get it, but it was all 2011 football questions. It was like this game on this date in 2011. I'm like, I don't know.
You don't know the greatest football season of all time, 2011?
It almost was, and then the BCS ruined everything.
Yep.
Damn it, Oklahoma State. Anyway, your first question, Connor.
Yeah.
If you don't get this is going to be embarrassing, Connor. Warning you right now. Chance got his. It took him a little bit, but he got his. Connor, who is the all-time leading rusher for the Arizona State Sun Devils?
No way does Chance know this.
No, they were different questions. He had a BYU-related one. You got an ASU one.
Okay. Total rushing yards in a career?
Yep. All-time leading rusher for the Arizona State Sun Devils.
I feel like this is going to be a trick one because there's a couple names coming to mind. Like DJ Foster is the first one that comes to mind, but he was so versatile in both the running game and the passing game that I think that he has the most all-purpose yards, but I don't know if he has the most career yards. Then after that, I feel like I want to say DeMario Richard, but that feels wrong. Because ASU historically has been a pass-heavy offense, even going back to the 70s at their greatest. So they've had recently, in the last 20 years, has been when ASU has had some more consistently meaningful running backs. And we've had a lot of running backs that have had really good individual seasons, but not that great of overall careers just because they kept getting drafted or transferring or whatever. Eno Benjamin has the single season record, but I don't think he only really played for 1 year.
Did Eno Benjamin have the single season? I knew he had the single game.
Yeah, he was like 1,600 rushing yards. But he got like 350 of them against Oregon State in one game or something, just nuts like that.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure because then there was that period of like 4 or 5 years where it was just one hit wonder. I mean, it was Eno Benjamin, it was X Valaday, it was to a lesser degree Scadaboo. I mean, because I say to a lesser degree because he ended up playing for 2 years, but I guess I gotta go. But the thing is with DeMario Richard, he split so much time with Kalen Ballage. What? Shut up! I'm allowed to take my time.
Kalen Ballage, yeah, he was the one with the single game, and that was against UCLA.
Single game touchdown records. Still,
Connor, it's not about you taking your time. It's about to answer the question, and then you say, but, and then you go on.
Okay, fine. I guess I'll commit to DJ Foster, and I'm going to be really mad if it's DeMario Richard.
Final answer?
Sure.
You didn't even name him, Connor. I'm sorry.
Who was it?
Woody Green.
Oh my.
He had 4,188 total yards. Or sorry.
Yeah, so he was from the 70s, wasn't he?
Yep. If you can name the span, I'll give you a point. What years did he play? And I will give you them. You have to
71 to 75? 71 to 75.
71 to 75? Final answer?
Or, sorry, 72 to 75.
Final answer?
Because that's 4 years. That's 72, 73, 74.
Final answer?
71 to 74.
Final answer?
I hate you so much.
I'm not giving you a hint by saying it. I'm just saying.
Connor, he'll do this if you get it right or wrong. I promise.
This is not a
fine.
Good.
72 to 75. Final answer.
No, he did it from 71 to 73. 3 seasons, it says.
Wow.
Yeah. Crazy.
4,000 yards in 7 seasons.
Just so you know, Chance, if you remember, this was your question. Who was the all-time leading receiver for BYU? Do you remember it? Did you already forget?
I already forgot. Let's see. Well, it could have been a number of players. I mean, it's a recent receiver. Recently,
Remember
it was
that
like
you
2016.
you literally almost spelled his name and then said the wrong name.
Yes, I know. I'm trying to remember his name right now. Go on the next question. Let's not embarrass me twice.
I was trying to.
Is that the next
Cody,
question?
Cody.
Hoffman, correct.
Yes.
All right, Connor.
Is that the next question?
Connor, your next question. Who was the Heisman runner-up in 2010 and 2011? I actually did ask Chance this, but not officially. This was when we were asking him extra questions. The Heisman runner-up both years, 2010 and 2011.
This is not an ASU football question,
No.
because they were terrible those years.
No.
Okay, just in general?
Yep, that first one was an ASU question. He's a notable name, so it's.
Yeah, no, I'm. If I don't get it, I'm gonna hate myself because
Consider thinking about who won the
and-
Heisman those years, and consider who.
Yeah, and I think 2010 was Cam Newton and wasn't 11. It was 11. Not Mariota. It was 11 Winston.
No, 13 was Winston.
Was 11 Newton then?
No, 10 was Newton. You had that one.
10 was Newton, and then 11 would have been not
Didn't
Sam Bradford.
Chase, didn't I guess the right? I don't want to give it away. Actually, I'll make my comment
Yes,
after.
I'm just gonna answer yes, Chance. You are correct. I know where you were going.
So he got it. He got it immediately,
No,
but he got it right.
I got something right.
he was so close, and then yet so far is all I will say.
Yeah.
Did this person
I-
ever
a lot
go
of-
on
a
to
lot of
win the
questions I
Heisman?
went that way.
So, like he
No.
finished twice, but he never actually won it.
Runner up twice. Not many people are going to be the runner up of something twice, and then I don't think anybody is
Yeah.
going to be the runner up and then win, because if you're making, if you're
Is
the
he
one-
still playing?
No,
Oh, that's a huge hint, though.
not really.
Yeah, it's an NFL player that's inactive. I honestly,
I wouldn't
I'm-
have guessed my guess if I knew that.
Okay,
Yeah, but
I
you
don't. I'm
you messed up on the years pretty badly on that one. But yeah, go Connor.
But they were
I'm
close.
gonna give you 20 more seconds.
I don't know. There's RG3 is not it. It's because he ended up winning. No.
So
I'm gonna hate
Connor,
myself for
just
getting
to
it
give
wrong.
you context, when I was answering it, I was like, my first one also, I almost spelled out the wide receiver's name and I got it wrong. This one, I was like, okay, I'm pretty sure it's a Stanford player. And Jason's like, oh, okay. And I was like, didn't Christian McCaffrey famously get snubbed?
Was it Andrew Luck?
And
It's
it's
Andrew Luck. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
Andrew Luck.
It was
I
not
honestly
Christian McCaffrey. I guessed Christian McCaffrey.
He got all the way to the
Oh.
end. He goes,
no,
Was it
but Christian
Stanford?
McCaffrey
And
was
I'm-
2015, dude.
He was a little later, yeah.
So he
Yeah.
he gets all the way to the end. He goes, oh, it was a Stanford guy, and I go, I don't know, was it? And then he goes, yeah, Christian
Yeah,
McCaffrey.
no,
And I
he-
go,
he was
oh
way
my
later
God,
than
how
that.
did you did all the math right and then got the wrong answer? You circled the wrong answer, multiple choice chance. All right, the extra
No.
credit for this, you already got part of it. Which players did he lose out to?
Okay, so first one was Cam Newton, and then God, who was 2011?
I'm not giving you a whole minute here, Connor. I'm giving you 30 seconds.
No, I know. I'm trying to run through because if it wasn't Mariota in 2011, because I'm pretty sure he was 2012, but it wasn't RG3 in 2011, was it? Was it RG3 in 2011? Ah, because Tim Tebow 2000 was it 2007 Tebow. Then it was Sam Bradford, I think 2008. 2009 was it Mark Ingram? 2010
Five.
Cam Newton.
4, 3, 2.
Marcus Mariota.
Final answer?
I know it's wrong.
Final answer.
Yeah, I know it's wrong. That's my final answer.
No, it was RG.
What didn't Marcus Mariota, wasn't he like 20?
I think it was 2014.
He was 2015, wasn't he? Yeah, he's the one who beat out Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, because he won it the first year of the college football playoff, and then
I said it.
Yeah,
I
and then
said it. I
lost.
said it.
in the national championship. All right.
I always forget. I always forget where he was in the timeline because he was such a flash in the pan.
Connor, we went over the 2011 season on your know that one like the back of your hand.
So what you're saying is you learned nothing.
I prepped you for this quiz.
Oh my!
Someone didn't
I
do
was like-
his study guide.
Yeah.
All right, Connor. Question 3.
Okay.
Which
Oh,
two
for-
rivalry teams play in the Butt Bowl?
What?
Yeah, I know. I had the same reaction.
Which two rivalry teams play in the Butt Bowl?
I have not the faintest clue. I have never heard of this game.
They're two notable teams.
It's two teams that you know.
Division 1 or FBS?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Can you give me a east or west of the Mississippi?
I didn't get a hint on, but I don't think.
I have literally no idea. I have never heard of the Butt
West
Bowl.
of the Mississippi. I don't think that helps you too much, to be completely honest.
I know a lot of names of rivalries. I have not.
I've never heard
Is
of
it
this.
an in-state rivalry? I'm admitting I don't know this one.
So are you conceding the point
Do you
then?
concede?
I'm conceding. I'm just trying to see if I can figure it out.
Okay, he's conceding.
Can I?
Yes, it's an
Yeah.
in-state rivalry. It is west of the Mississippi.
Okay, so New Mexico State is the Battle of whatever.
I'll give you
The
an even better hint. Both of these teams played ASU this season.
this year
Think about logos.
is it Baylor, Texas Tech
Baylor, BU, and Texas Tech
versus TT?
Butt Bowl.
The Butt Bowl?
Yes. Yep.
First of all, I didn't even know that was a rivalry.
Yep.
Why does every team in Texas think that they're just rivals with everybody else?
Nobody
Such a low key rivalry.
Nobody
the
hates
Butt
other
Bowl?
parts of Texas like Texas.
Even the rivalries
Probably
are
true,
bigger
actually.
in Texas.
It means more.
Texas is so big that it can fit all of Texas inside of it.
Connor, you're not doing too great. Let's see.
I know. I'm
Let's
0
see if
for
you-
4. I
Let's
got
see if you
one.
can clutch
I
up
got-
here, man.
I got a half an extra credit point to my name.
You didn't even get that. You have to get both. All right. Who were the last 3 receivers to win the Biletnikoff Award?
This year, I guess the way they were hyping him up all year, Jeremiah Smith, Travis Hunter, and then who was that guy? Not the kid from Washington, not the ones from Oregon, 23. Oh, that wasn't Chris Olave, was it? Am I going too far back? Ohio State's been getting some big time receivers coming out of there. Or Jackson Smith and Jigba? Or did I have any of those right? Or are any of the 4 that I just named correct?
No.
You definitely have one.
Wait. Oh, maybe I didn't hear it because I was.
Travis Hunter didn't won the Heisman, but not the Biletnikoff?
Okay, there. You got one. Travis Hunter.
Okay,
that
so
was-
this year Jeremiah Smith did not win.
No, he didn't even have that great of a
Even
year.
but they were hyping him up like he was the best that there's ever been all year.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
He's at Ohio State. Well,
I mean, in my opinion, Elijah Surratt had a good argument for it, but I don't know. I don't really pay attention to the awards other than the Heisman, to be honest. So
you're conceding?
I really don't. Yeah, I'm conceding
Connor,
this
this
one.
is
I got
embarrassing, Connor. Come on.
no way. Jordan Tyson missed
No,
half the year. It's not
George
him.
Tyson, but it's still embarrassing
Okay.
that you are now 0 for 4 or 0 for 7. Actually.
Over 5, man.
Okay. Well,
I'm
the
getting
first one
rocked.
this year, he's on a team you hate. You despise this team. You talk shit about him pretty much everywhere.
Okay, Ohio State again.
No.
Notre Dame.
Can I give him clues? This is killing me.
Yes,
Chase.
give him clues. Which, to be fair,
Spoiled children.
Oh, was it Makai Lemon?
Makai Lemon this year.
Was the Biletnikoff winner this year?
He had an amazing season. What are you talking
Oh, I know, but amazing season. I don't know if I would call him the best receiver in college football, but good for him.
Yeah, this is coming from the guy that watched the Illinois game kick at the very end. He watched a
This
No,
is
lot.
I'm
the
not
guy
saying
who
he
named-
wasn't great. I just didn't realize he was having the best year
What's
of
his
any
name, Gabe?
receiver.
What's his name? Gabe? Gabe Lemon?
Sure, his name isn't Gabe.
Are we sure his name isn't Gabe? I'm pretty sure there's a
Someone
Gabe in
Google
there.
this. ChatGPT told me that his name was Gabe.
Who's the new LSU quarterback? Is that Gabe Levitt?
Gabe Nussmeier.
Gabe Nussmeier. All right. What about 2023?
Travis Hunt. Sorry. I know names from that year, but I mean, there's Jalen Polk. There was Golden from Texas. Rome Odunze. I mean, I'm just naming it. Washington had the killer receiver core that year, and to a lesser degree, Texas. Adonai Mitchell, but I don't think any of them won the award.
Well, I believe Chance gave you a hint on this one specifically. Is famous sons. He is a famous dad, pro player.
Marvin Harrison
Marvin
Jr.
Harrison Jr.
No, I gave him the hint of spoiled children. That was
Well,
Makai
I
Lemon.
thought you said children. Okay, I didn't hear it.
Yeah, but child,
well,
yes.
the University of Spoiled Children.
Yeah, that's the
USC.
biggest hint ever, Chance. Wow, you were very nice.
I was very
Really
nice
good
to
at
try to
pulling, you
give
already
him
conceded,
Makai Lemon.
but
Okay.
the X.
Yeah.
I feel bad even asking this at this point, Connor. But if you can name 3 more all-time Biletnikoff Award winners, I will give you an extra point. Just 3 more.
Jerry Rice.
Okay, I'm going to tell you right now that the award was invented in 94 or founded.
Yeah, Jerry Rice was definitely past then.
Yeah.
Or before then.
There's a
rather.
lot of notable
He
names
goes-
on it.
Who's the most famous receiver of all time?
You mean Gabe Rice?
You
I don't
know,
know
you
who-
might actually get a couple, Connor, if you think about it that way. Though.
Julio Jones.
No.
Actually, I think
That's
I
a good guess.
thought about Julio
that is
Jones.
no. He might have been a runner-up or something. I forget what year specifically Julio played, but no.
Percy Harvin.
No, but I'll say that is actually a pretty close guess to one of them because they played on the same team.
Oh, who was the other guy on that team? Not the tight end, not Hernandez. Oh, that team had 2 really good receivers. I always thought Percy Harvin was the better of the 2 on the team, but they're both like really, really famous. Well, Devontae Smith.
20 Blitnikoff Award, which should have been a dead giveaway because he won the Heisman. I mean, how are you going to win the Heisman or not?
Well, that's how I knew.
So you got one, you need 2 more. It might help you to think of specific years. There you go. Jamar Chase, LSU 2019, which is funny because
Yeah.
everybody constantly talks like Justin Jefferson was wide receiver 1 that year. He was not. He was wide receiver 2.
No, they were both ridiculously good, but
Yeah, but
Jamar Chase
was
and still is
Jamar
better.
Chase was a 4-star recruit. Everybody knew he was going to be good. Justin was a 2-star recruit, and he just blew
Yeah.
up. He was,
who stepped it up.
and he now he's definitely the better NFL player. But in college, it was Jamar.
I don't know. Jamar Chase put up numbers. He was my anchor on fantasy this year.
No, he absolutely. But Justin Jefferson is that guy. He's probably the best in the. One more.
Okay.
There's a lot of
One more.
names on here.
Well, yeah, one. Oh, because I guess I got Devontae Smith too. I'm.
A lot of them do well in college and in NFL.
Yeah,
fair-
there's
To be fair,
receivers
I'll give
have
you
a
one more
tendency to
hint.
do that.
I'll give you one more hint. You just named 2 players that played in a game against each other in 2019. There's another player in that exact game that played in that game as well.
Between LSU and Alabama.
Yep.
In 2019.
One of the
Who also won the Biletnikoff?
one of the most stacked teams, or it's one of the most stacked games I've ever seen in my life that anyone's ever seen. That Alabama LSU game was crazy.
It's got to be another Alabama guy then. In that era, when they had Devontae Smith and my God, I'm throw up if I don't get this.
This is all to get his first point, by the way.
Well, I need something. This has been pitiful.
I feel so
If you
bad,
don't wanna
Chase.
guess-
Here, I'll give you some more hints. There's a Georgia Tech player.
Why would you say that?
Oh, Larry Fitzgerald?
My God, no! How did Georgia Tech give you that? Yeah. Okay.
Larry Fitzgerald played for Georgia Tech.
No. Okay. I would smack you through the camera. He did win a Biletnikoff, but he won it at Pitt. Come on.
I was about to say Pitt, though, right after Georgia Tech.
Wait, who am I thinking of that played?
Mega.
Who am I thinking of that was like a famous Cardinals guy
He's in
from
Transformers.
Georgia Tech?
Mega.
In
Lions.
Transformers?
Yeah.
Famous. Huge. Some would say mega.
Matthew Stafford.
Calvin Johnson?
Alvin Johnson, Megatron, played at Georgia Tech.
Megatron was in Transformers. I was like,
Yeah.
did Calvin Johnson have a cameo in Transformers?
He should
What?
have.
Like, it would have been funny, but I don't.
There's some crazy names on here.
Okay, yeah,
I'll give you your point mostly because Chance helped you, but there's some crazy names on here. Like Randy Moss is on here, Larry Fitzgerald, Calvin Johnson, Michael Crabtree, Golden Tate was the hint I was giving you for Percy Hart.
Is Michael Crabtree the one who played at Georgia Tech?
Texas Tech.
Texas Tech.
Who am I thinking of?
He's involved in one of the biggest plays in Texas Tech versus Tech.
Did you say you're trying to think of Georgia Tech still? That was Calvin
It's
Johnson.
Calvin Johnson.
Is that who I'm thinking of? Who was the big time guy at Georgia Tech?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Oh,
It-
I was feeling like I was going insane. I'm like, I know there was one from
It-
Georgia Tech.
So you had Michael Crabtree won it twice, by the way, 2 times at Texas Tech. And Golden Tate.
Jeez.
Then Justin Blackman won it twice at Oklahoma State.
What was Golden Tate the one who was
Percy Harvin.
no with Percy
Golden Tate was
Harvin,
Notre
right?
Dame.
They
right?
played on the Seattle Seahawks together.
Yeah, but Golden Tate didn't play for Florida.
He played for Notre Dame, didn't he?
Yeah, Notre Dame.
Okay, who was the other guy on Florida?
Man, can I take this quiz again?
Yeah, you did the second time.
I'm killing it now.
Dude, yeah. I'm sure you destroyed me.
But and then the
I
guy,
didn't do that well, but
I'm gonna guess
comparatively,
that
yeah.
guy in Alabama, Connor. I'll give you 10 seconds.
Dude, I'm gonna like tear out my hair because you're gonna say it, and I'm gonna like want to go
He doesn't watch the
jump out a
NFL.
window.
I'm pretty sure he's on the Dolphins now, right?
Tyreek Hill?
No. Am I right, Chance? Is he on the Dolphins?
I haven't paid attention to Dolphins forever.
DK Metcalf?
No. DK Metcalf played for Ole Miss, first of all.
Yeah, and he played for the Seahawks, and now he's on the Steelers.
5, 4.
I got
Jerry
nothing.
Jeudy.
Oh my God! I
don't know where
always
Jerry Jeudy is. He with
Jerry
the Dolphins?
Jeudy did not win the Biletnikoff.
He won the Blechnikov. He won it in 2018. Jamar Chase 2019. Devontae Smith 2020.
What? Okay, I knew he was good. I didn't realize he was Biletnikoff good.
No, he was. They had
Honestly,
a stacked wide receiver room.
I had Jerry Jeudy on my fantasy team last year.
does he play for the Dolphins? I remember him on Denver, but I don't remember him past that.
Well, Connor, you got 1 point. This is your last question. Well, this is your last official question. Which team has the most Fiesta Bowl wins? I will give you the hint that they are 7-0.
All time?
Yeah, they are 7-0.
I think my connection's going bad.
He's pulling an excuse out, Jan. Connor, you grew up in Arizona your whole life. Come on.
I think my connection's going bad. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, I think it's stabilizing. Can you repeat your question?
Which team has the most wins? Which team has the most Fiesta Bowl wins?
And you gave me like a hint.
They are 7-0 in the Fiesta Bowl.
No, all time in Fiesta Bowls.
Yep.
Okay, so that's not Boise State, even though they've played in several of them and won several of them. I haven't played in 7, and I do think they've lost one. Who's been to it that many times then? Fiesta Bowl wins. Gotta be Oregon.
Final answer?
Yeah.
No, it is Penn State.
Penn State?
Yeah, Penn State.
Pennsylvania State University?
They've been here quite a few times playing G5 opponents. Pretty recently. I think 2019 they were here. I think like 2022 they were here. They've been here a lot.
Are you saying the Penn State versus Memphis game from 2019?
I think so. Something like that.
I thought that was a Sugar Bowl.
No.
That was the Fiesta Bowl?
I can't specifically.
I guess the Fiesta Bowl typically is the best G5 team versus like someone else.
Not necessarily.
Well, it can be. Back in the day, it could have been. A lot of times it was Big Ten versus Pac-12.
That's the Rose Bowl.
Big
Historically,
12.
the Rose Bowl is
Big
the winner
12.
of the Big Ten versus the
It was
Big
Big
12.
12 versus the Pac-12 a lot because the one year,
Right, Big 12. You're
the
right.
1 year where it should have been Oklahoma State in the national championship against LSU, it was Oklahoma State versus Stanford. The game went to overtime and where Stanford missed a kick and lost the game. That was with Justin Black.
Typical, true Stanford fashion.
Yeah,
Okay. Wow. All right. 0 for 7.
you got one tiebreaker with Chance's help. Chance.
What do you mean tiebreaker? I'm sure Chance got some of these.
No, he said I helped you get a tiebreaker.
Sorry, did I
Oh,
say
question.
tiebreaker? I meant extra point. You got an extra point because of
Thanks. Yeah.
because basically
that
because
was-
of
that was
Chance on
rough.
that Blechnikov one.
That was a great quiz, though, man. That was fun.
For one question,
He's got one more.
for the tiebreaker, just because you were, this is really bad. Which teams were part of the biggest blowout NCAA football history? If you can name it, if you can name this right now, I will give you 2 points. If you need
Like
help,
a single game.
yep. If you can name
like-
the biggest blowout in history right now, you get 2 points.
This is not a hint. Are you just asking period the biggest blowout, or are you
Biggest
saying
blowout.
like in a championship?
Biggest blowout all time. If you can name
Okay,
it, off the
well, I
top of your
can't tell
head.
if this is a trick question. You're asking me to recall what was that like Snow City College thing
No.
for the Chance was talking about earlier this year.
But it's not recent.
Okay. The 2 teams that were involved in the biggest, and I don't think they were, I think those are junior colleges anyway. So I just want to make sure you weren't trying to do a throwback.
If you can name it right now, I'll give you 2 points. If you need multiple choice, you can earn 1 point with it.
Oh, and whatever that, like, so wasn't that 77-0 thumping that Florida State put on East Texas or whatever it was? The biggest blowout ever.
Connor, go for
I
the,
feel like I've heard of this, but
go for the 1 point. You're not going to get the 2.
We need to do better. at
sorry,
trivia.
what was the 1 point for?
You can get
Yeah.
multiple choice for 1 point.
Okay, give me multiple choice.
All right. Answer A. Yale and Cornell, 1909, 235-13. Answer B. Georgia Tech and Cumberland, 1916, 122-0. Answer C. BYU and UTEP, 1980, 83-7. Answer D. Florida State and Stetson, 1993, 115-3.
I think it's the Yale one. I think I've heard of it. It's one of the first 2, but I feel like I remember that 2-2-2 score. 2-2-2-0. Yeah, anyways, okay, Georgia Tech.
Final answer?
2-2-2. Yeah, final answer.
Good job, Connor. You got one. Yay.
I remembered that like 222 to 0 is. I remember seeing that picture.
Yeah, no, that was when I saw that. I was like, that'll be a fun little.
See, Georgia Tech's always been a powerhouse, guys. The most underrated team in college
Most
football.
underrated team against Cumberland University, if that.
1916.
1916.
They did that without throwing a forward pass. You understand?
I don't even think the players showed up to that game. They probably just kept running sprints and counting it as touchdowns. But yeah, you got it. Chance, I got to say, after we did the trivia on this and you scored, I think, 2 points, I really thought that Connor was going to smoke you, but you won. Chance, man.
And I would have smoked it this time.
Yeah, on the second
Just
attempt. Yeah.
When the pressure isn't on you, man, you are a different person.
It's way easier to play this game when you're not the one who's playing.
Yeah, I am genuinely surprised that when Chance gave me trivia that I actually did really well. I was actually shocked, but yeah, no.
I gave you good questions. It was all about the
You
questions.
did give me good questions. It was actually really shocking. He genuinely would lead questions like, I don't think you're going to get this, but, and then I got a couple. I was actually pretty shocked, but good attempt.
One of my questions, by the way, Connor, was about Cosmo and how he came to existence.
And Chase knew it?
No, I had
You
to
knew
answer that. You didn't get that question about your Sun Devil.
His name is Sparky.
No Chance. Sorry. That was when the next week when Connor couldn't come, so I just did another trivia.
That was the next week?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You only had the one BYU question because in this one I tried to make it so even. I gave Connor one ASU and I gave you one BYU, and then I did like a ton of mixed ones because I made this. I didn't look it up, see the first link, and then take the first 5 questions off it like Connor did the one time. Because when I was looking for questions, Connor, I literally typed in questions, and the first thing that came up were the questions you asked me.
We were trying something new that day, but I like this.
Yeah.
I like this segment. Okay, guys, it's been a ride. Man, I am so grateful, like going off of just, character, I guess, a little bit, like Chance, Chase, thank you both for wanting to do this year. We started this in like late May, maybe early June, just spitballing about the idea of doing it. You two had never met before, still technically have never met in person. And
talked a lot more than we have to you.
Yeah.
Recently. Yeah, honestly. This has been such a fun. It's been a crazy year, I think, for all three of us, just in regular life in general. And to be able to do this with both of you guys, I mean, Chase, you and I go way back to junior high. I mean, you were the best man at my wedding. You have been one of my closest friends for a long time now. And Chance, you and I met, I think during COVID or something like that, and have developed a very close friendship over the last several years. And I'm just grateful for both of you guys, and that we're now, in this new phase of working on this project together, of something that we all care about. We all feel like we all want to see the sport do well. We love talking about it. We love engaging with you guys. And the thing that has made it most worthwhile, aside from just getting to really go in deep and talk trash and speculate and have the highs and lows of the sport happens with my very good friends, is everybody else who has joined the conversation. And all we hope is that we've said it enough over the last year that it is such a privilege and a pleasure to hear from everybody, whether you disagree with us, whether you agree with us, anything in between. If you're new to following college football, if you've been a diehard for decades, you're welcome here. And we want to hear from you. And we are so grateful every single time that you guys make your voices known. So from the bottom of our hearts, thank you for joining us for the ride of the 2025-2026 college football season. Congratulations to the Indiana Hoosiers, but congratulations to everybody who put their hearts on the line to play this beautiful game, and everybody who supported the channel, supported the sport in any kind of way. We hope that the sport is a little bit better at the end of the year, because you guys wanted to talk about it. You guys wanted to make it better. We will have a little bit of a modified schedule, but we'll be making announcements on it coming in the future. But for now, for the last time of this season, my name is Connor. With me, as always, Chance and Chase. This has been the Concussion Protocol Podcast. Bye, Chance's mom.
Bye, Chance's mom.
Bye, Tom.
Bye, Tom. Bye, guys.